Ethan Cole was an ordinary man. He worked a normal job, lived in a normal apartment, and had a very normal life that nobody would ever write about. Until the sky opened. It didn't explode. It didn't crash. It folded. Like reality itself had been torn apart and gently pulled back like a curtain. Massive ships appeared above Earth. Silent, glowing, alive with strange patterns that looked like moving language. And then they came. The aliens. But not the kind people expected. They didn't destroy cities. They didn't attack. They waited. And the entire world went silent when a single ship descended in the middle of the city Ethan was standing in. A golden bridge unfolded from it. And she walked out. The Empress. Tall, calm, impossible to look away from. Her presence didn't feel like fear. Felt like reality was kneeling. And Ethan, for some reason, couldn't breathe properly when he saw her face. Because she looked at him. Like she knew him. Like she had been waiting for him. Part 2. He is the one. The Empress stepped closer. Soldiers around Ethan raised weapons. But one look from her, and every weapon shut down. Not broken. Not destroyed. Just obediently silent. She tilted her head. Then she spoke in perfect English. I found him. A general shouted. Who? The Empress raised her hand. And pointed. At Ethan. The entire world froze. She said softly. Marry him. Today. Silence. Then chaos. Ethan nearly choked. What? But the Empress didn't blink. She walked closer and stopped right in front of him. You are mine, she said. Ethan stepped back. I think you have the wrong human. She touched his forehead. And suddenly, his vision shattered. Part 3. The memory that wasn't his. Ethan saw space. He saw wars between stars. He saw planets burning. He saw a throne made of light. And sitting on it was the Empress. But she wasn't alone. There was a child. A human child. Smiling at her. Calling her mother. Ethan gasped and returned to reality. Falling to his knees. What was that? The Empress looked at him softly. You remember now. I don't know you. Ethan shouted. Her voice dropped. You do. You just forgot this life. The world around them was still watching. Every country. Every camera. Every soldier. And the Empress made her announcement again. This human is my son's chosen bond. Murmurs exploded across the crowd. Son? Ethan's voice cracked. You're what? Part 4. The truth of the Empress. The Empress turned toward the sky, and the ships above Earth shifted. Like they were listening. She spoke calmly. I am not from your species. I am not from your galaxy. I am the last surviving ruler of the Virellian core empire. The name hit like a shockwave. Old interstellar myths. Suddenly real. She continued. And this human is tied to my bloodline. Ethan shook his head violently. No. I'm just a guy from Earth. She stepped closer. You were not always. Then she whispered. You were born in my empire. Before Earth ever knew stars had names. Part 5. The forced marriage order. The military tried to intervene. A weapon fired. The moment it reached the Empress, turned into flowers. Everyone froze. She sighed. I do not wish to harm this planet. Then she looked at Ethan again. But I will not leave without him. She raised her hand. And a glowing symbol appeared in the air. A marriage seal. Universal. Ancient. Unbreakable. She said clearly. Human Ethan Cole. You will marry the prince of the Virellian Empire. Today. Ethan screamed. I don't even know who your son is. The Empress paused. Then, for the first time, she smiled slightly. You will. And the sky opened again. Part 6. The prince arrives. A second ship descended. Larger. Heavier. Silent. Then a figure stepped out. A young man. Human-looking. But his eyes were not human. He looked at Ethan like he had known him forever. And said softly. You're late. Ethan stared. Who are you? The Empress answered. My son. A pause. And your husband. Ethan fainted. Part 7. The reveal. When Ethan woke up, he was inside the alien ship. Not restrained. Not harmed. Just waiting. The prince stood nearby. The Empress watched silently. The prince finally spoke. You were my partner in the previous cycle. We ruled together. You died in the war that broke the empire. Ethan shook his head. I don't remember any of this. The Empress stepped forward. That is because I erased your memory. Silence. Ethan froze. You did what? Her voice softened. To save you. To let you live as human. But fate has corrected itself. Part 8. Earth's final decision. Outside the ship, Earth's leaders were panicking. If they refused, the Empire could destroy them. If they accepted, humanity would enter an alien royal bloodline. A global vote began. But before it could finish, the Empress appeared in every screen on Earth. And said, I do not want your approval. I want only him. Then she turned back to Ethan. And for the first time, her voice softened like a mother speaking to a lost child. I am not forcing you. I am returning you home. Ethan's heart trembled, because something in her voice felt real, familiar, painfully familiar. Part 9, The Choice. The prince extended his hand. The Empress waited. The entire universe held its breath. Ethan looked at Earth, then at them, then whispered, if I go, I lose everything I know. The Empress replied, you already lost everything you were meant to be. Silence. Then Ethan asked, if I say no? The Empress said nothing, but the stars outside flickered, like reality itself feared the answer. Part 10. The decision that changed everything. Ethan finally stepped forward. Not because he understood, not because he believed, but because something inside him hurt when he stayed away. He said, if I come, I choose my own life. The Empress nodded. You always did. He turned to the prince. And I choose my own path. The prince smiled. As you always did. Then Ethan looked at the Empress. And you're really my mother? She hesitated, then nodded. Yes. A long silence. Then Ethan said, fine, but no forced marriage. The Empress blinked. Then, unexpectedly, she laughed, for the first time in thousands of years, and said, human emotions are still chaotic. Ending. And just like that, Earth didn't lose a man. It gained a legend. And the universe remembered one thing again. The Empress had found her lost son, and she would never let him disappear again.